the divine. Life is fraught with challenges, conflicts, and uncertainties. Whether faced with personal struggles, external adversaries, or even moral dilemmas, the burdens of navigating such difficulties can feel insurmountable. Yet, many spiritual traditions emphasize the profound wisdom in surrendering these troubles to God, rooted in the belief that God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. This act of surrender is not an abdication of responsibility, but rather an acknowledgement of divine justice and guidance. Of course, Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and any other faiths and spiritual philosophies, the recurring theme is that entrusting one's burdens to a higher power leads to inner peace, clarity, and eventual resolution. This video will explore why surrendering troubles to God is a universal and wise approach, considering theological, philosophical, and practical perspectives. God is all-knowing and all-powerful. The central premise behind surrendering to God is rooted in the understanding that God is omniscient, knowing all things past, present, and future, and omnipotent, with unlimited power to intervene. In Christianity, this is expressed in verses like Isaiah chapter 46, verses 9 to 10, where God declares, I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me. I make known the end from the beginning. Similarly, in Islam, God is referred to as Al-Alim, the all-knowing, and Al-Qadir, the omnipotent. This divine attribute assures believers that no action or thought escapes God's attention. When humans encounter forces working against them, whether seen or unseen, whether principalities or authorities, they often lack complete information. We may not know the motives of others, the hidden truths of situations, or the long-term consequences of our actions. God, however, sees and knows everything, including what is done behind our backs. This divine insight offers solace, as surrendering our troubles to God means trusting the ultimate judge of judges who holds the full picture. God as the grand judge. Justice is a cornerstone of surrendering to God. Think of Mayat. Think of many spiritual traditions that teach that while humans can seek justice, ultimate judgment belongs to the divine. In Judaism, this is articulated in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35. It is mine to avenge, I will repay. Similarly, in Christianity, Romans chapter 12, verse 19 echoes this sentiment. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. This perspective teaches that by surrendering conflicts and wrongs to God, individuals release themselves from the consuming cycle of vengeance or bitterness. Hinduism and Buddhism, though differing in their view of God, also emphasize divine or karmic justice. In Hinduism, the law of karma ensures that every action reaps corresponding consequences, often under the oversight of divine beings. Buddhism, while non-theistic, posits that surrendering anger and attachment to outcomes allows the natural law of cause and effect to unfold. Trusting the divine or cosmic justice system alleviates the stress of trying to control or manipulate situations beyond human capacity. The peace in letting go. Surrendering troubles to God provides profound psychological relief. When weighed down by struggles, fear, or anger, the act of surrender is liberating. It allows individuals to let go what they cannot control, finding solace in the belief that God is working on their behalf. In Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30, Jesus says, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. This invitation exemplifies the peace that comes from entrusting the burdens to the divine. Transcendentalist philosophy echoes this sentiment, emphasizing harmony with the divine order. Ralph Waldo Emerson, a leading transcendentalist, spoke of the oversoul, a universal spirit that connects all beings. By surrendering this to the higher power, individuals align themselves with a greater truth, freeing their minds from unnecessary turmoil. Surrendering as a divine and universal principle. The wisdom of surrender transcends specific religions, appearing as a universal principle across multiple spiritual traditions. Hinduism, surrender, or Sharanagati, involves placing oneself at the feet of the divine. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to relinquish the fruits of his actions and trust divine guidance. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 1866. This teaching encourages individuals to focus on righteous action while leaving outcomes in God's hands. Buddhism, although non-theistic, Buddhism emphasizes surrendering attachment and ego, which are the root causes of suffering. By letting go of the illusion of control, individuals attain a state of peace and enlightenment. Islam, the very word Islam means submission, reflecting the core belief that surrendering to Allah's will leads to peace. Muslims recite, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi rajiun. To God we belong, and to him we return, affirming trust in divine wisdom. Christianity. The Bible repeatedly calls for believers to surrender their worries to God. In 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7 states, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This act of surrender is seen as an expression of faith. Judaism, Jewish prayers and texts such as the Psalms often reflect trust in God's justice and mercy. Psalm chapter 37, verse 5 advises, commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. What are the practical benefits of surrender? Beyond its theological foundation, surrendering troubles to God has practical benefits. It reduces anxiety, recognizing that some outcomes are beyond human control, reduces stress, and fosters resilience. Improved focus. By trusting God with their burdens, individuals can focus their energy on what they can control, righteous actions, and personal growth. Enhancement of relationships. Letting go of the resentment and trusting justice to God can heal relationships and prevent conflict escalation. Building of faith. The act of surrender strengthens spiritual connection and fosters a deeper trust in God's plan. Challenges to surrender and how to overcome them. While surrendering to God is wise, it can be difficult, especially in a world that values self-reliance and control. We live in a country, the United States, that is all about individuality. Doubts about whether God will act or fear of vulnerability may hinder surrender. Overcoming these challenges requires faith and trust. Believing in God's omniscience and justice is essential. Reflecting on scriptural promises can reinforce trust. Prayer and meditation. Regular spiritual practices can help individuals connect with God and find peace in surrender. Even if it's a favorite mantra, it may get you on that level where you can resonate with the divine. Community support. Engaging with a faith community provides this encouragement and the benefit of shared wisdom. Surrendering does not mean passivity. It is important to clarify that surrendering to God does not equate to passivity. Most spiritual traditions teach that while outcomes should be entrusted to God, individuals must still act responsibly and ethically. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna advises Arjuna to fight in the righteous war while surrendering the results to God. Similarly, in Christianity, James chapter 2, verse 17 states, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Surrender, complacence, and therefore action must be coupled to create a balanced approach to life challenges. Surrendering in modern times. In today's complex and often chaotic world, the practice of surrendering to God remains deeply relevant. Social injustices, personal conflicts, and the global crises can feel overwhelming, but surrendering troubles to God provides a framework for navigating these challenges with hope and purpose. The rise of mindfulness and spiritual practices, even among secular communities, reflects a growing recognition of the need to let go of control and trust in something greater. As we conclude this Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day in America, we recognize that he was always about starting a little good trouble. And with that, civil disobedience is necessary when the laws are unjust. God is all-knowing and all-powerful and just. By entrusting burdens to God, to the divine, individuals may find peace, clarity, and strength to navigate life's challenges. Across Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and philosophical traditions, surrender is not seen as weakness, but as an alignment with the Most High and the ultimate truth. It reduces anxiety, fosters faith, and allows justice to manifest and unfold in ways that human efforts alone cannot achieve. As we face conflicts and uncertainties, May we find the courage to surrender to the divine, to the Most High God, trusting in His infinite wisdom and love to guide us towards healing, justice, and peace. With man, many things might be impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Amen. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.